Foundation Architectural Services for the County of Salem, RFP number 25-06. A13, resolution extending a contract for Middle Mile Broadband Grant Program Administrative Services for the counties of Cumberland and Salem to Triad Associates. A14, resolution extending a contract for Middle Mile Broadband Grant Program Engineering Services for the counties of Cumberland and Salem to EN Engineering, LLC. A15, resolution authorizing an increase in the bid threshold for the county of Salem. A16, resolution awarding a contract under New Jersey State Approved Contract 42267-T0849 for above-ground fuel tanks installation. A17, resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Cumberland County by means of the Cumberland Salem Cape May Workforce Development Board for providing one-stop career services, WIOA, Title I-B, adult dislocated worker and youth services for the county of Salem.
Commissioners, you heard the reading of 16 resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I'd like to make a motion we adopt these 16 resolutions.
I'll second the motion, Mr. Director.
I have a motion and a second. Any question on these 16 resolutions? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your hand. Passed unanimous. Moving on to A5.
A5, resolution reaffirming resolution number 2024-225, authorizing the execution of a shared services agreement with the County of Gloucester for the housing of Gloucester County inmates.
Commissioners, through the reading of the resolutions, what is your pleasure?
Similarly, sir, I'd like to make a resolution that we make a motion that we adopt this resolution.
I'll second the motion, Mr. Director.
Thank you. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? We have one opposed, 3 to 4. The resolution passes. Moving on to agriculture and public safety.
B1, resolution amending resolution 2025-124 to authorize a time extension of the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, JAG, Multi-Jurisdictional Gang, Gun, and Narcotics Task Force Grant Program for the Prosecutor's Office.
Commissioners, heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I make a motion we adopt resolution B1.
Mr. Director, I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. That's passed unanimous. Health and Human Services.
E1, resolution applying for funding for the Childhood-Led Exposure Prevention Project Grant. E2, resolution amending resolution 2025-111 to extend the grant period of the Enhancing Local Public Health Infrastructure Partner Organization Grant. E3, resolution applying for funding for the Special Child Health Case Management Grant. E4, resolution authorizing various change orders to contracts for providing substance use disorder treatment services for the Salem County Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services. E5, resolution authorizing the grant application for the enhancement of the Salem County Disaster Response Crisis Counselors. E6, resolution accepting the 2025 WIC Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program Mini 2025 grant. E7, resolution accepting and executing the 2025 State Health Insurance Assistance Program SHIP grant. E8, resolution approving change order number 1 to Meals on Wheels of Salem County.
Commissioners, heard the reading of these 8 resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I motion to adopt these 8 resolutions.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes.
Sorry, he was running.
All right, hearing no discussion, all in favor, please raise your right hand. And it's passed unanimous. Public Works.
F1, resolution issuing change order number 41 to the contract for courthouse addition and alterations to the existing courthouse and administration buildings. F2, resolution issuing change order number 42 to the contract for the courthouse addition and alterations to the existing courthouse and administration buildings. F3, resolution authorizing submission of the intent to apply for the Bureau of Mobile Sources Diesel Modernization Program. F4, resolution authorizing the submission of the intent to apply for the Green Streets and Stormwater Infrastructure Mapping Grant Program.
Yeah, I'll just briefly note on resolutions F1 and F2 are up to 42 change orders on the courthouse. However, in little that's been a fantastic job all the way through, starting with Jeff's father and right on through to Jeff. 42 changes, but we're still so far under budget on that courthouse. That's the entire county. I just think did a great job putting all that together. It was forced by the state, and just a great job.
It's been a long project. I think it's been about 5 years, that project from start to finish. It is finished, and this is the final change order. Anyone else? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Chapter 159, insertion of revenue in the budget.
H1, resolution providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget pursuant to NJSA 40A:4-87, Chapter 159, Public Law 1948, fiscal year 26, sub-regional transportation. H2, opioid settlement agreement. H3, fiscal year 25, state health insurance assistance program grant. And H4, 2025 senior farmers market grant.
Commissioners, you heard the reading of these four resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt these four resolutions.
I'll second the motion, Mr. Director.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. That's passed unanimous. Commissioners, do we have any old business? Commissioners, any new business?
Mr. Director, I can do the old business. So that is the poster behind me. It's the public announcement, so to speak, from the DPU, the state of New Jersey State Public Utilities, their Office of Broadband Connectivity. If you recall, the old business, we applied for a grant for $9.9, that could make it $10 million to $9.9 million. Thank you, Jeff, for doing our ordinance. This is their map. This is the locations of where we're anticipating. This is the end mile. This is connectivity into people's houses and the like. Internet provider service as part of this grant requirement. There were, as you can see in the colors, a couple up north, and everything else was down here in Cumberland and Salem County. So this is was great to be part of. The iron buttons, DPU was there, and they wanted to live stream this presentation. And people were at Verizon, one of these, they wanted to live stream all these cities of Penn's growth. There's no internet with the church in Penn Grove, so they couldn't. They're recording it, and someone needs to do that, but they could not live stream something in Penn Grove for this. So it does speak to why this is important. The reason we have it is they said, okay, make this that happen. Well, I wanted to take it, rather than take a picture of this. So thank you for letting me share it. This is the kickoff. We have 2 years to make good on this. I think we're well on the way with that.
Did you mention anything about the middle mile project?
Yeah, I think what we should say is our middle mile project is facing some obstacles, but we're actually starting to see resolution of the issues, because of course it will be difficult to have a last mile if we don't have a middle mile to connect it to, and Commissioner Taylor can certainly attest to this. After a lot of maneuvering, negotiations, and so forth, it appears that Salem County is going to take over a position as the primary grant recipient of the NTIA grant for completion of the middle mile. Salem County is much more committed to the completion of that project than Cumberland, although Cumberland has the luxury of having Vineland located within the county, and Vineland is interested in participating. So by combining the $10 million for the Vineland award to Penns Grove, roughly $10 million to the county, and the $30 million roughly that we got from NTIA for a middle mile grant, we look to be able to live stream from that church in Penns Grove before too long and have improvement of services to our businesses, students, community, anchor institutions. So it looks like we're gaining momentum. We're going to go forward with that.
Thank you. Move on to any other new business, any public announcements? We have the fair coming up the first week of August. We do have one more meeting before that, but it's truly a gem in Salem County. People from a lot of other counties come just to Salem County to be there. There's no amusements. It's just a true county fair. Look forward to being there. And if you can please attend, I think the fireworks are Friday night.
Fireworks are Friday. Actually, we all just got an invitation to the opening ceremonies, which will be 6:30 on Monday, August 4th. So we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you. Any other public announcements? Hearing none, we're going to move into public comment. Stacy?
Anyone wishing to speak, please speak clearly and state your name and address for the record. Each speaker will have 4 minutes to speak. I will keep track of the time for each speaker. When addressing questions concerning personnel issues with the County of Salem, no names will be used at any time.
Does anyone like to step up for the public comment? Please step up to the podium, state your name and your address.
Mr. President, Alloway Township. I know a lot of people come up here and throw mud at you guys. I'm here for exactly the opposite reason. I want to say thank you for 2 things in particular. First of all, the recent Giordano decision, all your individual votes, and cumulatively the final negation of that proposal. I think it would have been absolutely horrible for the county as well as the city of Salem, even though they wanted it badly. The second thing is I'd like to call your attention back a couple of years to when you guys made the decision to upgrade a couple of our problem intersections to 4-way stops, notably Watson's Mill Road and Alway Albion Road and Watson's Mill Road and Commissioner's Pike. In the 5 years leading up to that decision, the first intersection had suffered 44 motor vehicle incidents. I'm not sure what the statistic was on Commissioners and Watson's. It was lower, but with more serious injuries and consequences. Since that time, and it's been a couple of years now, to the best of my knowledge, Alway Township Fire Company has not been called to respond to even one incident at both of those intersections combined. So your decision bore out to the benefit of all concerned. And on that note, I'm sure you've been in receipt of a resolution from our township that we're seeking to upgrade our intersection from a traffic light to a 4-way stop in the center of town. The resolution was passed at our last committee meeting a couple weeks ago. We don't have a preponderance of evidence based on crashes at that intersection. But if you come over to the town and look at that intersection for any length of time, you will see an alarming number of almost. And there have been the occasional impact incident, and it can only be a question of time before it turns into something really bad. It's a 4-way, no turn on red. That privilege is abused all the time. People constantly try to beat the light from a couple blocks out. I have watched vehicles hit their brakes right in front of Bud's Market and finally come to a stop in the intersection. And thank God the people coming the other way were on their toes. So if it turns out that you have the opportunity to approve that action, I would strongly urge that you go ahead and do so, because it will be a vast improvement. And you know, obviously, that our township is in favor of it. So anyway, thank you for the good work that you all do, and appreciate the opportunity to come say that.
And that letter will be, that resolution will be going to Public Works, and they will do.
I'm not sure of the tracking. I'm not,
I mean, it will be.
Okay, I was at the meeting, so I know it went through, and I talk to Eddie all the time, so appreciate it.
Okay. Is it correspondence then?
I don't know today, but it was in correspondence and it was sent to engineering, so they can put it on the public works agenda.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment, please step up, state your name and address. Dick?
So, hello, Commissioners. My name is Nicholas Messiano. I live at 752 Gershel Avenue in Pittsgrove Township, New Jersey. So you have received a resolution from Pittsgrove Township, and today is a victory for this board and Pittsgrove and all the Salem County residents who have been shocked by recent increases in deadly traffic, high-speed vehicles, thousands of semi-trucks, and a reckless, dangerous driving mindset. So our neighbors may be innocent to these recent struggles. In Pittsgrove, anyone may find themselves behind the wheel of a deadly accident. Our infrastructure is broken in the sense of modern times. These challenges have been brought about by the rapid technical evolution of vehicles. However, these vehicles are traveling on roads designed for horses, buggies, and people walking to train stations and Salem City riverboats. So Pittsgrovians saw back-to-back traffic fatalities in May amongst a slew of other carnage, leaving our neighbors battered and bruised at a rate of danger that far exceeds every other county around us. So tonight we have a solution, and thank God this is the first, I believe it's the first speed table in Salem County history. The speed table concept is a successful vision. It will restore the quality of life and save thousands of lives, as it may now spread across our township and the entire county. The Pittsgrove Speed Table resolution is based on a grant application requesting Gershel Avenue to be divided in two places by speed tables, one located between Garden and Almond, and one located between Almond and Landis. Furthermore, in the time since the Pittsgrove resolution, we have tracked down the engineering documents, and I have them right here for everyone to see. We have tracked down a set of speed tables in Burlington County where they call them speed humps. I prefer speed tables for obvious reasons. So these Burlington speed tables are installed on roads that are of an exact identical match to those found in Salem County. So this is important because Burlington County's engineering documents show beyond a doubt that all engineering criteria are able to be met and installed on a speed table on our county roads, curb or no curb, outside of Hamlet or in the dead center of one high traffic arterial connector or low traffic road. These are legal and they have been engineered before, and we will now have them here. So, I just want to thank the council for this successful collaboration between the residents, Pittsburgh, and now Salem County. And I look forward to much more change because we do need more. And, the trend is when one speed table is installed, the city of Milwaukee installed like 30 more, something like that. Let this be. So the idea is we'll let this be an experiment. Gershel Avenue wants it. We have the engineering documents to do it now. And, I'm looking forward to working with everybody on this. So thank you guys so much. Let's do it for the public safety.
I think there was discussion in Public Works previously to this, and the Arlington County Engineer will be reaching out to you, John Sutter, will be calling you.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Thomas, 262 Buckhorn Road, LAC. I wanted to start off by saying that we appreciate working with Stacy Pennington on educating the public about Salem County government. And I wanted to see if you had any comment back to us regarding correspondence that we've sent about affordable housing.
We all received it, yes.
We were hoping for some guidance from you on how to gain traction or influence with the 3rd District legislators.
We have asked Stacy to go ahead and fill out a request for that resolution as far as sending a letter affirming what you said to us.
We certainly concur with your concerns. As you know, it's not truly the province of the county, but more the municipalities, but we're happy to echo the concerns of our citizens, and we indeed share them.
I appreciate that. As we move forward through this process, Cordy, you had just told me about a meeting that we could attend to become more knowledgeable about what's happening with the affordable housing law and how we might work with folks to make this a more tenable law for the municipalities.
Correct, except for one piece. The Office of Planning Advocacy is working on the cross development process between the state and the municipalities. So it is absent the COA requirement. However, the COA is always a requirement in each township's development growth plan and such. So it's another avenue of the state, and yes, Colony, but it probably will be on mute because it's for townships to speak up. Melissa Thompson's on our county planning board, and also a committee person from Pennsville, and she knows this very well. But so the cross acceptance piece is a chance for you to hear other aspects of the state and their development. I'm not saying push, it's their development mindset and how how municipalities can interact with that.
Okay, thank you. And on behalf of our team at Salem County Community Preservation and Development, we're very grateful for the work that you do as commissioners. We're grateful for the Giordano decision, and we're grateful for everyone in Salem County government's support in helping us to become more informed and advocate intelligently for what is best for Salem County and the municipalities within it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perhaps have Stacy put the announcement of that meeting on the website this evening.
Yeah, I'll find a way that's up there. It's a Zoom call for municipalities to talk about their specific issues, but I think we can allow it. We should just be able to share it. I'm clear with the planner and give that to Stacy. I'll get you that information. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. My name is Jennifer Kugler. I'm at 168 Point Airy Road in Hillsgrove. And just a couple of comments. I think that this has already been echoed, but with the Giordano's decision, I attended that meeting, and it was really apparent that everybody here did a ton of due diligence just when you were talking about almost taking field trips. Sorry, like uh-oh. Did I break it? I could just speak. But between taking field trips and doing a bunch of different research, it really showed that you looked at all of the different options and what would be best for Salem County and applied it. So I just wanted to give my appreciation for that because it was a really well-rounded, well-thought-out decision. And then a lot of other things that have been happening in the township or in the county as far as different types of development between warehouses, the affordable housing initiative that's been a hot topic now. Just really looking forward to different guidance and work from different groups on education and understanding what can we do to educate ourselves when these decisions are being made, what's best for the county, and even as far as trying to grow the tourism. I've been in Salem County for 20 years. I moved from a small town to another small town. I love it here. I think it just reminds me of home. I love the farms, the farm stands, everything that we have to offer, all of the hiking and biking. And I see this county just ready to explode with all of this fun and the value that we have to the tri-state area in general. And so any way that we can be a part of this and partner with you and learn from you, we're here for it. So just thank you and looking forward to that.
Thank you. And it's not just growth we want in Salem County, and it's responsible growth. We don't want just growth for growth's sake. It really, truly needs to be responsible. I love Salem County too. When I drive here from the borough of Elmer, it's all farm. It's beautiful, and we want it to stay that way. So we've done a lot in farm. We're probably one or number two county in the state of New Jersey with farmland preservation. We're doing our due diligence. What the Corey's doing with cross acceptance is very important as far as what's going to the future for Salem County. So let your county, your municipal leaders know if you have a question or you want something preserved, or you want something put into this cross acceptance. It is important. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is our. If you don't speak now, you basically are saying, "I accept the state's recommendation for growth." Right, and we'll.
Cross acceptance basically means the state is saying this is what we want Salem County to do. And every municipality has a chance to say, no, that's not what we want. And if that's where the cross acceptance comes in, at that point you have negotiations and or the state comes down with an act. But pretty much they stay with whatever we recommend. Go ahead.
No, this is just the comments that each municipality has raised, an opportunity for us to interact. So that's why I said you're probably on mute. There will be public hearings on this. The schedule from the Office of Planning Advocacy says they're going to approve it in December of 2025. So there'll be some public meetings in the spring. You had asked how do I understand more about this, and I thought that was the way to do it.
If I may just take a moment to thank all of you. We appreciate input from our constituents, especially when it was presented concisely, responsibly. And it has been a pleasure hearing your concerns and the way you've conveyed them to us. So I think this is a good lesson for everyone on how to interact, a lesson in good old high school civics once again.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, my name is Gail Nazarene. I live at 93 East Canal Street, Alloway. Just a couple of things. First, I want to thank Cordy for the work that you put in with the Wi-Fi and internet service. As a retiree from the phone company who installed that when it first started coming out, I really appreciate that people have that access, and I know that I, fortunately or unfortunately, cannot live without access to the internet. So I think it's important that every rural community have that same opportunity, and every underserved community have that same opportunity, which in Pennsylvania is not happening. So I'm glad that here in New Jersey that is taking place, because it's important everyone have that same chance.
Thank you, but it is a team effort. That the grants and Mickey had to show up. We all had to.
Oh, good. Okay, I thought that, but I was following stuff that you
It's
were
like
giving me.
important. When Cordy talks, we have to listen.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I know who to call. All right, thanks. And the other thing, I do want to say that I was in attendance at the meeting about Giordano's, and I mentioned that you could leave a legacy of good or bad, and I really think that it's going to be written down that a good decision was made, and that future leaders will be able to lean into your decision to understand the importance, especially after the fire that took place. I hope that that's right next to your decision in the record books, because that'll just confirm what an amazing idea that you had to say no. So thank you for that. The next thing I did want to talk about was the affordable housing law that was signed into effect with Governor Murphy's pen. I really don't think Trenton or the governor should have any say in what happens in our townships as far as building in regards to income levels. I don't know how income levels should come into an idea of what we want our community to look like. We should be the deciders of that, and I'm really grateful that you were able to get that communication that that group of wonderful people over there was able to put together, and that you would reach out to our assembly persons and our senator and let them know that the constituency does not want that to happen here in this township. In particular, I'm going to speak to Alloway Township school taxes, and what happened was a direct reflection in our lack of having low-income housing or people in a low-income status within our township, and so we were punished because of that. I moved here recently. It's only been 2 years, but I did my research and I came to a place, and I wanted to live somewhere where there wasn't public transportation, where I wasn't going to be faced with the idea of my neighborhood being changed so drastically, because anybody can come, and to not take that the wrong way, I welcome anyone to come, but I want it to be done responsibly, and I want you to be able to afford to come into our township. There's plenty of housing in our township that you could buy within low income budget. So buy that property that's already there. There's no reason to build more. And then I also wanted to address the stop sign that could possibly be going in, okay, at Greenwich Telegraph Main Street intersection where it's currently a light. I go into Bud's Market and I walk on that block a lot, and it's very difficult when you get near the light to cross the street, because people do speed up to be able to make that light, so that because they know it might change, especially if they see cars on Telegraph or Greenwich, they will speed up to make it through there. And I've seen people almost get hit, elderly people almost lose their car doors. Okay, thank you. That's all I have. And I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
I would just quickly add to that, they use Canal Street as a way to avoid the red light on Main Street because apparently that's an extremely long light, so they go down Canal Street and try to come around. So we recognize as an issue, we've spoken to Mayor Kelly on it on several issues, and we've been waiting for the resolution, so I'm glad to hear that's on its way.
Anyone else in the public who wish to speak? We do have a follow-up to this meeting. We're going to have a short closed session. I anticipate that being about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll come back and we will not be passing any more resolutions, but we will be having a meeting with the animal control. What? How do you want to do it, Seth? 40 minutes. It's all yours. The closed session will be after the animal control meeting. 40, it's all yours.
Oh, thank you. And so for people that were here on affordable housing and such, or this is switching gears completely to animal shelter issues, feel free to, if you're here for that, you can say, but otherwise, thank you for attending this meeting. Okay, give me a second here. So we're doing closed session, but I got it. So we had 4 meetings with our animal shelter working group. We've had 2, this is our 3rd of, no, 4 meetings. We've had 4 meetings to date. It's our 5th meeting. We've had some public meetings. We've had some meetings with Justice Animal Shelter Group. I have that sort of a timeline, but the people that were there know it. By and large, we started saying, how do we fix this short term, which we tried to Monmouth County, anyone who's in a municipal capacity knows we reached out to, we be part of a shared agreement so we can go. That's really not working. Monmouth is now complete, seems to be full all the time. We call them. I want to call out, in that same vein, I want to call out Penfield. It's been a big help when they can. So thank you all for what you do. We thought that was the first prudent step to take. How do we stop the damage of dogs running wild and cats, but mostly dogs? And from there, we moved into looking at possible shelters. We seem to have landed on Sear Farms. For those of you who know the county, it's where 40 and 48 come together in Farms Point. And we've gone so far as look at, we had someone estimate what it costs to fix that up. We've talked to the owners, and we've actually done an appraisal. And that's where we technically are today. By the way, the appraisal, the public company came in at $450,000. Your farm is $495,000. We're somewhat close, but we know we're looking at the right piece of property for somewhere around the right price. Now it's time to fish or cut bait, because if we buy this building and fix it, by the way, buying it and fix it, we assume will be about $2 million in total in the purchase price, improvements and some vehicles to accommodate the healthy animal case. That just gets us to day 0. At that point, we've got, actually talking to administrators, talking to Gloucester County and some other counties that actually have animal shelters, and we're looking at, well, we prorated it to our size, right? It's a high end. Okay, so we're looking at a range from 1.5 to 2.2 million dollars on an annual basis. Now, understand that includes benefits, so that if it was run, because when we talk to Gloucester County, we'll be talking to them that those are all county employees. If you take the 2.2 million high and you drop off 500 or 600,000, it would be if a nonprofit. If a nonprofit owns this, we have the people may be more inclined to give donations and the like. It's still going to be. These are back of the napkin numbers that we've done, but it's still $1.5 million. So we then looked at that and said, what would that be per municipality? Now, some municipalities, depending Pennsville has a shelter, so I know that you're not in that equation, but we're looking at the breakdown of all of this. So, what's the next step? The next step is, I hope the next step is, we have all the municipalities say, yeah, this makes sense, let's move forward. And we need to hear that before we commit to buying this property. Otherwise, I don't know what the property is. So, now, normally, tonight, we anticipated sharing that narrative of how we got here, and once I look around the room, most of you know how we got here. But the prosecutor was going to be stating right next to this, but she has said, there are laws to be enforced, which is if you have no place to put animals, you will be cited and fined. I don't know what that does to the animals on top of the legal side. So, we need, I think we're doing a joint letter to the county commissioners and the prosecutor to say, here's the story, here's what we have to come up with, or here's what we'll get you to day zero. But then going forward, it's going to be that many plus cost, $1.5 million. And I think we could probably, it wasn't counted. So, I know people, the animal shelter people, are giving lots of their time. Are there any comments, questions? Are you going to help support this going forward with the municipalities? I think I'll take feedback. That's the way to go. First. Hey, Martine, you want to speak up tonight? I'm sorry? You want to speak up tonight too? She usually does.
Yeah, you always give me that. Ken Brown of the mayor of Carnegie Point Township, New Jersey. Number one, the committee's done Herculean work on this. I've only attended one meeting. I was out at the Sear Farm and looked at that also. The people that are the animal advocates and they're sitting in this room, they say the Sear Farm's good to go right now. We could just open the doors, go in, and then fix it as we go, so to speak. My personal opinion is, I haven't seen your figures yet. I don't like fair. I like equal when it comes to pricing, but that's another story. It seems like the Pennsvilles, the Carneys Points, the big cities, we're paying the taxes. We're putting out all the big dollars all the time, and everybody else doesn't want to spend the money. But that's a side thing. We got to get the animals out of our jail cells, out of our people's homes, or letting them just run loose in the towns. We got to take care of this. So I think that we need to put together as quickly as possible the lease to buy. I like the lease to buy effort. That way it gives us a little bit of breathing room, on money and so on and so forth. If the lady that owns it is willing to do it. I know she needs the money for her other place out in Ohio that she's moving to. So we need to do that. I would rather see the county take it over, to be truthful about it, instead of the towns taking it over. But as a nonprofit, I understand we can get more grant money. We can get a lot of stuff like something for us so that we could at least get started. I think if we put the shout out to everybody in the town, in the county, and say, hey, we need carpenters, we need electricians, we need this, we need that. I'm sure we're going to get the volunteers because their mother, their daughters, their wives who love animals are going to say, you get out there and you help them get that animal shelter together. I think it's going to work, but we have to get off our butts and get it done now.
First, thank you for your support.
Yeah.
And I want to add to that. We have anticipated, yes, we can run it day one per se, but
right.
We have roughly $800,000 for the improvements, $768,000 estimated on the improvements. So that was really want to get to this, so that when we give it to someone, it's a fighting chance.
Right.
It's not only can you legally operate it, it's now responsible.
Right. Yeah, because I think we need to get the building, and I think everything else will follow. It's like the Field of Dreams.
No, we can't get the building until we get buy-in from, it's not all, most all municipalities.
Well, here's something, in just my personal opinion, if I was sitting up there, I would put the pressure on the people that don't want to get involved in it, because it's a state law, it's legislated that we have to have these. Yes, it did say that we can go out somewhere else, but things only work when everybody works together. And when we don't work together and we have individual people doing what they want to do, and, you know,
And running an, I think Ben's will agree, running an atmosphere, we'll give you a budget, but a lot of that is offset with the donations.
correct,
We need to get to that point zero where here's the shovel, it's ready to go,
right,
and now let's run it.
right.
And we'll be asking possibly Bentonville to get a start.
That's
They
fine.
have the knowledge, they have more knowledge than we do. And
Yeah.
I think Cordy said there's somebody else.
They got the expertise. I mean, all we have to do is move our operation to Carney's Point, right? Dan, is that okay with you? Or Dan? Is that okay with you, Dan? Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Yes, Dan, come on up, Mayor of Pennsville. Thank you for your thankless job.
No comment. So Commissioner Taylor, as you know, I've attended probably all the meetings and been trying to follow along. It's a very fluid process in my mind at this point. You've identified a facility, one, and it sounds like Pennsville facility is somewhat on the radar as well. Okay, but it's one thing to buy the facility and come up with a number of 1.5 or 2 million to run this facility going forward. There's been comments about donations, etc., grants. We talked all about that. I don't think you should count on any of that. You need to budget for this as if you're not going to get any more money. So, and I'd like to probably spend some time with you offline to talk about those finances, because I don't know that that's close. Now, don't get me wrong, because we're talking about the whole county. It's apples and oranges compared to Pennsville. But a lot of our funding are tax dollars. Okay, and if we could pay less tax dollars to support that'd be nice. But right now, the mentality I always have is if we don't get any donations, we're going to foot the bill. That's all there is to it. So, I'm very hesitant to say that, yeah, donations, you'll be golden. That's not the case. Until I get a good flavor for what the actual funding will be necessary to run a place, I won't really know what the impact will be until Pennsville. So I'm trying to understand that piece. And that's why I would like to get with you at some point so we can digest these numbers together and make me feel warm and fuzzy, because we've made it clear we want to help out. We're trying to help out now. But what we're limited space, we've had all those discussions, etc., and we're open for ideas. But until then, until we understand what's the staffing look like? Obviously, we know it's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, the entire year. There's no holidays off, etc. You're going to have paid people. You might have some volunteers, which can always be problematic. I'd like to talk to you about what's the other group? I can't think of it right now. But I just have a lot of questions. And again, until I get these answers, I won't know how this is going to impact Pennsville. And, we're small, but yet we manage. We do what we can. So hopefully, I'll reach out to you. Maybe we can set up a date and we'll get together.
And just again, publicly, Pennsville has been a big supporter of this crisis. So thank you for the help that you provided with input. And we would be in a much worse place without you all something to call.
Well, we're happy to help. We need to move this forward. So, but right now, I'm of the mindset we're stuck at. Let's just get this building built. Let's just get it built. But you got to look past that. You're close, and before you cough up $500,000, what's the real impact for forever? Because once it's in place, boy, if it fails, because of financial reasons, breaking the law, not being compliant type things, there's so much going on, and I'm hesitant to see this commission spend that $500,000 and let's say let's bring it on. But now I would agree, the facility that's on the radar right now is probably your best bet, but it's a bet. That's just my thoughts. So, and if I did identify myself, Dan knew Pennsville.
Well said.
So, no Dancing with the Stars this year?
Yes, that is.
Sorry. So, okay, that's all I had. Thanks.
Fabulous dance.
Yeah.
There are 15 municipalities in the county of Salem.
Well, Pennsylvania has a shelter, and they have a contract, to be honest, with lower alleyways. Thank you. So there's two, and then I think, that is someone still taking animals to Woodtown, Alley, and Elvis. Contract with Oregon. So, but these contracts are. So, you know, the problem is these contracts are tenuous because they, every once in a while we can pay you and then we're out of space, we're low on the contract. So what happens is there's nothing that's enough. We're going to keep you down. It's a great model to say, oh, look, everyone's got a contract. Let's go on and worry about something else. And mind you, that's what's going on here. Monmouth County is full of now. They said, oh, we have space, we go for space. Yeah, no, that's good. So I think this is not a problem that's going to go away soon. And so this becomes, you know, why are we longer at the county level? We can probably get to a point where there is a building or facility. The question that becomes how does it run and how who does it have to benefit to make it viable?
We need more than 50% for most values. Significant number more than 50%. Otherwise, it's not viable. Or let's say 10 to fund this. It just doesn't make sense. You know, by law, you have. I mean, it's a municipal law. We're going to be having a meeting with the municipal leaders, all 15. Our solicitor has said she will get everyone there. The prosecutor will be there to lay out the law and what the ramifications are if you don't follow the law. So, yeah, it's a great idea, but yeah, it's going to be more money for the municipalities to come up with and take care of the animals. It's a problem. It's a municipal problem. It's a problem for all 15 municipalities, not just one. So that's why the county has decided to take this on to help. By funding this acquisition of 500,000 or about, and another $1 million to rehab it, that's spread in a bond from the county that all 70-some thousand people in our county will share. But the county will do that part. So ground zero, there's no debt, but there's a great facility. Now we need buy-in from most, if not all, the 15 municipalities to help support it ongoing. That's why it's a great idea. When it comes down to the bottom line, what it's going to cost, that's where, you know, that's where it hits the road.
The hope would be that when it's up and running, it becomes a more attractive alternative to the municipalities that are contracted elsewhere. So Ned doesn't have to run so far, and it's a more seamless operation.
Nick, we have an estimated, we don't release it quite yet because it's not final. It's not, well, it'll never be final, but it's not as accurate as we'd like it to be. It's probably twice to 3 times the amount what they're paying now.
Every town is different. Each town negotiates their own contract each year. I think like only 4 municipalities have a contract. Pennsville has their own. So technically, there's 10 towns out there with no place to take their animals.
That's why we have animals sitting in jails, sitting in cars, sitting, you know. The municipality's got to step up. It's, you know, and the county's willing to facilitate. Okay. Even if you're sitting down, please, your name and that.
You don't have to give me your address, but just.
So would the council be responsible based on
that's to be determined. If you talk to Carnes Point over there, it's one way. Talk to Elmer, it's going to be another way. So 15 municipalities or what ends up making this function, we'll have to sit down and decide. That's not for us to decide. That's for the municipality to decide how they want to whack it up. We have Don Ace here, the mayor from Mannington. He's in charge of the mid-county court system. What a nightmare, and what a great job you do, by the way. But how you whack it up, how you get every municipality to pay is an ongoing fight. Every year it changes, right?
There's a formula that's been applied for the 30-some years of operating. There are now black workers. But it's all called,
in their case, I believe the mid-county court based it on the number of motor vehicle violations or whatever.
it's not a profit sharing entity, it's all based on the amount of things.
Which in case,
It's all based on traffic violations, has to do with all of them, it goes back into the time related to.
right.
But again, I'm not sure that's a good measurement how it works. That's for the district maintenance.
Well, we all know it needs to be fair, and what's fair to one person may not be as fair as the other, but there needs to be some negotiations. If we could just get our government to do that in Trenton and in Washington, we'd be much better off. But, please, comments, speak, please. Ned, you want to say Ned? One minute next.
The answer is yes, DNVR, the current minority, in this process, is 45 million now. And I appreciate what they're doing. I suggested that we would have costs for example, the K-Van subject to whether they're licensed and pet shops and like that. We can't do that. But there are ways to sort of reinforce, to be responsible for what the hearing is going to be. So we have had discussions in our meetings about those. The good news is cats are easier animals to calculate because we put lots in the room, not they don't use them. As opposed to dogs that might be the central line for vicious or something. So, but yeah, it's really part of the discussions in the animal shelter meetings over the past month.
Ned, you're up.
Well, I know the prosecutor has said that this is not your direct problem, it's a problem for the municipality. The sheriff is the other responsible party. So I can't tell you what to do, and I appreciate it. We've been doing this for a long time. We've been in our with horses that have gone down for years. I know you care about animals, and I appreciate that. And I hear your frustration, but we're working on this. How come we have a plan? Depends on if we can buy this property. If we do make the decision to buy the property, we buy the property.
Or lease it.
Or lease it
to begin with.
or
To lease it to begin with, but we need some discussion with the property.
So, but it would help to have the support of the municipality. All the municipalities here dealing with the place to take the animal. Remind us that this is a viable alternative.
And if you do not have a place to take them, common sense says don't pick them up. That's just common sense. If somebody calls and you don't have a place to take them, that's not your problem. Don't pick them up. That's just common sense.
I would just encourage you to reach out to your municipal leaders
can't go pick them up. And they came to the police department, where you told me the story, the state police that pulled over a car and gave you the out, they took the person in the car, or they took the person away. How do you feel like that? But
So really, we have a place, we have the means to purchase the place, we have a means to say, get us to day zero. But really, the next step is, without municipal buy-in, we have nothing to buy because we're not gonna wastefully spend $1.56 million when the towns are not going to support it. So everybody's gotta reach out to the municipal leaders because for some towns, it's going to be a hit from what they're accustomed to paying right now for those that have contracts. And those that don't, it's gonna be a hit, but the alternative is what? Have the prosecutor down his throat, get sued because you have dog problems or transport. If we can't get the buy-in from the communities, then the county's wasting their money trying to set up a building. So
We need to have collaboration. I mean, it's one thing, you're being presented with a solution. Here's a facility. The operation of that facility is what now has to be on the map. And that's up to the municipal leaders of the whole with support from the county.
One of the things the general public needs to understand, we've got people in Pennsylvania, houses, or and so on. We pick them up out. And so you don't want to, for a time like we're second largest, that's what it's like. We can't afford $2 million. What we can't afford to allow the animals to be housed in our buildings. So the way I understand, there's a lot of times we don't want to get involved. Anyway, you're on your Facebook page. You know what I mean? This company encourage us to put it in. As far as I'm concerned, the law that the legislature made, sometimes we make resolutions and we make all these things, and we get to vote on that, and they don't work out. Well, they made a resolution that said you didn't have to have a number. That's right. You can just go to contract. Who would have ever thought that? Who would have ever thought that every one of these animal shelters would get as cool as they are today? And people dropping in the truck. And from officers, that's what I've got next to our they leave. And it comes to fix up the house, and there's a whole bunch of dogs, there's a whole bunch of cats. Or what you call in the neighborhood that schools for all the cats can't afford to get them clean food. But you feed them, and they just keep reproducing, and that's what they're all over the place. So unfortunately, people in this country, they don't have any responsibility about it. And they just don't care about the dogs. And they just run around with the dog. Well, I'm bored. Dogs are running out. Every day we see them. So we got to do something. We really have to do something. I'm not an animal advocate. I'm a lot of people just run on. But I don't think I'm going to get abuse again. I leave it in the street. And, I can care less about the prosecutor. And it's simple as that. Because if I start to solve the problem, we've got to solve the problem. So I would say everybody get on your Facebook pages and everyone your township community, council people, everything else, and say they've got to do something about it and make sure that what you like to do is
No. Hi, Martina Pearson. I am Lieutenant Carnes Point Police Department and apparently now Animal Control for the county. Ned. Prosecutor Telsey already stated municipalities that don't play ball, they will be sanctioned or charged. It's the law. Voorhees is not going to be having these contracts forever. That's going to be coming to an end like quick. It's not that they're going to be forced. The other municipalities are going to want to jump along. Because once this thing gets rolling, I promise you it's going to be awesome. Because there's a whole lot of crazy animal people like me. Beating the door, waiting to help clean, do whatever we got to do. But you know what I mean? That's what you guys are doing is phenomenal. I have not one complaint, nothing bad to say about any of it. I'm ecstatic that we're pushing in that direction. That being said, my problem is today, yesterday, the day before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 today. 2 we didn't catch in Pensgrove that are still in the loose, so we'll be dealing with them. It's 100 degrees. Yes, they're in jail cells. It's not pretty, but we deal with it. Thank God for Pennsville. Thank God for Humane Society. Thank God for a couple other places who I'm not going to mention because it may or not be politically correct for where they're at. But I'm out of options. I have nowhere to take these animals. I mean, nowhere. And I understand what's coming is going to be great, but it's not even August yet. What are we supposed to do? Is there a way we can reproach or whatever this trailer thing with the county? I'm sorry, I know there's nobody to man it, but if we put a plea out for volunteers or something, I have 400 prisoners at any given time at the county. They're just sitting in their cells, and a lot of them are allowed to come out to pick up garbage and pick up trash. Can they do litter boxes? Can they take a dog for a walk? We are desperate. Me and Dad are growing older by the second. I mean, look at him. He's only 45 years old. It's heart-wrenching. We get phone calls from all over the place, like I know you do too. But we have nothing. In the beginning, it was, okay, calling animal favors. I've been doing rescue for a long time. Calling friends. Heather, listen, we got this. In the beginning, it was great. Okay, we're pulling favors. We're doing this. I'm out of favors. I have dogs sitting where they shouldn't be sitting. I have cats that we turn a blind eye to. I need help now. That's all. Thank you. And I didn't cuss. I love the idea that super creative having something with humanly moving like a partnership that you called out and now probably I feel like I heard that maybe that's more that sounds really nice. I kind of think they're part of the community to do something to animals, but there's no like solution to stop the problem. I feel like it's just going to keep growing. If people are dropping off their animals, they're not fixing, they're not fitting them, but we don't have incentives. Like, is there a financial incentive to say, if you're in these counties or these municipalities, it's free, say, and we can pick up the tax space because that's cheaper than doing it down the road. Like, is there something we can do? Because I feel like this is a band-aid and we're putting $2 million towards it and the volume isn't going to be free. I don't know. It's just
Dan, go ahead. Mayor.
Earlier, rules anyone did, and that's why some of them moved here, et cetera. And I think we all enjoy that in the world that we live here, and we like to maintain it as best we can. And that brings me to give you an idea of what we collect over time in our shelter. It's dogs, it's cats, it's pot-bellied pigs, domestic and wild rabbits, guinea pigs, wild birds, horses, raccoons, skunks, possum, dogs, snakes, and goats, and a chicken just showed up. So that might be the expectation from the entire county. So, Corey, I just wanted to plant that seed with you, okay? Look, the dogs and cats are a big problem, but when this place gets up and running, et cetera, the expectation should be, we don't know what's going to show up in the doors.
And there's 2 acres there. There's
municipalities along the road trying to lead Salem and just support it. We couldn't make the number work. You had another employee, and all of a sudden, the 5 people who are currently involved who are paying to bring the 6th person in or 7th person. So, all these ideas are great, all these things are true. And if you build it, will they come? That's the other question. Once you have it, will it be a receptacle for all of the unwanted creatures, big and small, who are out there, who now have a place to go? And will it become a financial burden for all municipalities that get involved? And I'm totally not taking the other 4 who are lucky enough to still have a choice about the contract. Because we had contracts, they cost us a side. But for those 4 have to find somewhere, all the structure for this idea has to have some penalty number for those people who come in late. All those pieces and pieces that are I don't know, the thought process has to be extended, not just leave it.
Thanks, Mayor.
Yes.
There are the state laws and a lot of state programs say that there are so there are resources out there, it's just they have to be there. And then the other thing is that, it doesn't seem like a lot, it's all set on the money that's put out. Our municipalities need to work quality. I will say, I'm going to see how is a number one with like, I go to work with very little some fine, old people accountable. They get respect from the fines for work. Their licensing offset 3 weeks and that you're actually paying for. So that's what we officers do. And have to ask to support some municipalities for whatever reason don't support. But it's a way to get some of the money. Not a lot. Yeah, we are pretty confident. Dr. it's for the woman. Sorry. There's everything at 9. No. Thank God for that. So, I'm showing the step up and I'm going to rescue that over. One word is the main option. And this is what our feet. And when we build her, one person got in from the wow.
So to kind of summarize this, or to bring it to a close, first down your right, and you brought up a point that says, I want to thank everyone in their time on the Animal Shelter Committee, because what they did is they brought together a solution that's very cost effective. Where you would not be able to come up with an animal shelter for this kind of money, this sort of improvements. We as a county can help facilitate that, as you know, that's why they did it, so that helps. When we get to that day 0, we have a shelter, and then the cost goes forward, and we know that cost is going to be an estimate. But it's a cost that has to be incurred whether you're doing here or South Jersey or somewhere else. You can continue to pay South Jersey maybe a couple bucks less, but they may not be around. So I just, first off, thank you to the animal shelter people. One more request, make sure that municipalities realize we're just looking to cover the cost of running this. That we want to do this as fast as possible.
So the municipalities will be getting a letter from our team or our solicitor to meet with us and the prosecutor for every municipality. And we're emphasize it needs to be every municipality there. Will we work short term? We'll be talking to possibly a lease, and even though it's not a number one condition, possibly, we need some people to man it type thing. We'll work with Pennsville or whatever, to come up with a solution where we can do something temporarily until we get all these municipalities together.
We go as fast as we can. Once we get the green light, so to speak, municipalities, as soon as possible.
And our administrator will be working on a spreadsheet as far as what the initial cost of every municipality. So when you come to that meeting, you'll have an idea what it's going to cost.
Well, right now, only Pennsville has an animal shelter. So all 14 are, we would love to have all 14 be part of this. Be part of this. The more municipalities, the less cost. But so right now, all 14 are up for grabs.
So none of the 14 said, yay, we want to do this.
Well, I will tell you in our first meeting, we had 10 mayors at the very first meeting, because I think 10, the least 10 run a call. That said, this is important to us. They all realize this is their requirement, and it's also for the good of the people in their town. So we do have. Are there anything else for the good of the animal shelter? If not, thank you all for coming out.
Thank you. We will be going into a closed session. As I said, it'll be 10 or 15 minutes. Afterward, we do not anticipate any motions other than to adjourn. You're welcome to stay. We will slide upstairs and have the meeting up there. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Resolution authorizing executive session, County of Salem, matters relating to litigation